Hello everyone, what's going on? It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to that episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone is doing great. Hope everyone has had a fantastic day, guys, and is relaxing. Just relaxing. Obviously, it was a bit of a hectic 24 hours in regards to the transfers. Lots of disappointments, lots of disagreements, lots of arguments going on around the fan base. Unfortunately, there are the few that support INEOS. There are the few that support, the very few that support Glazers, and they are a very loud minority, of course, guys. Some of them have very, very big platforms. Guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, look, I want to ask the question, are we being too harsh on INEOS? Now, look, you know what I would say is that everyone knows my stance on this. I was full Sal, Glazers out, debt cleared, and whoever it was, whether it was Qatar, whether it was Apple or Amazon, I wanted a full Sal. I didn't want a part ownership. I didn't want the Glazers to stay. I didn't want the debt remaining. That is why I wanted a full Sal. And if we did have a full Sal, we wouldn't have had these problems that we've been having the last few years, of course. Well, this exactly especially since Sir Alex Ferguson has left, guys. So one thing I would say is that I look at things and I'm trying to look at things subjectively, objectively, however you say it, and I'm looking at it and I'm trying to find a positive. And I look at the transfer window in the summer, and I thought, yeah, that was a decent transfer window, but you know what? We needed a left back, and I was screaming out for a left back back then. We should have signed Dorgu back then, instead of spending a whole month chasing Dorgu this month. So, there's lots of ins and outs. There's lots of complications in regards to what INEOS have done. Lots of things have been, controversial. Obviously, making people redundant is very controversial, especially people on minimum wage, etc. I don't agree with that. These are big things. These are things that cannot be sniffed at. This is not snobby FC. This is Manchester United FC. Manchester United FC, who were built by the working class man and woman. That is what it was. People used to work the whole week, 6 days, 7 days a week. And that little break they had in between, they used to go and see Manchester United play, of course. So, yeah, guys, let me just read some of your comments out real quickly. Let's go. Let me hear who's got big up Tyborg. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're good, my friend. I hope you're good. Really good to see Tyborg in the house. Did I say something wrong, maybe? So I comment on here and also on your members' video. I just gone. Did I say something? No, nothing. Tyborg's it gone? Are you sure? No, nothing, Tyborg. Nothing. I can't see anything on the membership video. Let me see. I'll have to look at it. Let me have a look. Which membership? The new one. Let me have a look. I can't understand why it would be removed. I don't remove messages. I don't remove comments. I don't remove messages. Let me have a look. All right, let's go to channel. Let me have a look here, guys. Let's have a look. Videos, live membership. There we go. All right. Let's have a look. It's strange. There's nothing there. That is very strange. I wouldn't delete any messages, Tyborg. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, look, you know what? Write the message again, please, Tyborg. Let me see what happens. If not, write it somewhere else and I'll comment on it or something like that. Sorry, Tyborg. I don't know what's going on. YouTube sometimes does have a bit of a problem sometimes, of course. Big up, Stephanie. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Good to see Stephanie in the house. Good to see you back. Hope you're doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me, okay? Big up, Jim. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Thanks for asking. I'm all good. Big up, everyone. Big up, of course. Sal, is there really a loud minority and supporters Glazers? No, surely. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, Muppeteers are a loud minority. They got a big platform, of course. There's a few out there. A lot of look, I would even say I'm close to saying that Gary Neville is a loud minority. Do you know what I mean? I'm close to saying that as well. Do you know what I mean? I mean, what I think about him is gone down in my estimation over the last few weeks, over the last few months and years. Of course, yeah, I remember Sal on here, and also I'm not sure what happened. Tybalt, do me a favor, please rewrite the message, please. Thank you. Big up, Stephanie. Thank you so much. 95 likes. Can we get to 100 by the end of the show? Thank you so much. Big up, Mr. Mir. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Now, look, you know what? What's going to happen this next few hours, next few days is that what INEOS are going to do, what Glazers are going to do, I should say, is that they're going to do a summer transfer spin. They're going to do a summer transfer spin. So what they're going to do now, and we have to be very cautious in regards to this, they're going to start talking about what they're going to do in the summer. That's what they will do. So they will start trying to make the fan base feel a little bit reassured, etc., by telling us what they're going to do in the summer, of course. So, you know, be aware of that. Be aware of that. Be aware of what they're going to do. Now, look, I'm rating INEOS out of 10, guys. I'm rating INEOS out of 10. What would you rate INEOS out of 10, guys? Like, I'm gonna write a little poll on this, guys. I'm gonna do a little poll on this. Let me have a look. Let me just double check this actually. Yeah, I don't know why. No, let me have a look at this. Right. I'm going to do a little poll, guys. So I want you guys to tell me, okay? What would you rank INEOS out of 10, guys? So let me just write down this. I'm going to do a little poll for you guys, and you guys need to do this poll for me, if you don't mind, because I want to know. I want to know an accurate one, of course. Start a Q&A. How do you do a Q&A? Say something. What would you rate INEOS out of 10 so far? So there we go. There's the question, guys. What would you rate INEOS out of 10 so far, guys? Absolutely. Big up, Randy. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Of course, 3 out of 10 says Punjab. 3 out of 10. That's generous. That's generous, Punjab. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Kamali. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. 1. There you go. Giving it 1. 4, Randy. Absolutely 4. -0. So big up, Rasta. Big up. No real United fans to support the Glazers. I mean, what to happen for some people to understand the amount of destruction the Glazers have caused. I absolutely agree, Tybo. Tybo, please, could you tell me about the message, the comment you wrote on my video? I can't see it. I don't know why it's not there, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because it's a private video. I don't know, but it's not a private video. It's a membership video. But can you write it again, please, brother? If you can do that for me, thank you, because I do like reading them. 0, Sal, 0 out of 10. There you go. There you go. Not even a 1 for the summer. Not a 1 for the summer. Tybog says 2. More realistic. There you go, Tybog. Absolutely. He says 2. Big up, Tybog. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. Yeah, around 2 or 3, isn't it? And that is going to be the theme, really. That's going to be the theme about INEOS at the moment, guys. Absolutely. I don't think we're being harsh on INEOS. I think that we are Manchester United and we have every right to speak how we should speak. And we have every right to scrutinize what we should scrutinize. And they are removing people from the jobs. They are making people redundant. They are making people basically with mortgages and kids, putting them in a big problem. You know what I mean? 5 says GK. 5, you're very generous. My goodness me. GK. So GK, what would you give them 5 for? Why are you giving them 5? Why would you give them 5? What is the 5? Absolutely. Goodness me, Mr. Mir. Goodness me. I thought you said 10 out of 10 there. I was going to go mad. Absolutely. Big up. I was going to go crazy. Absolutely. I thought you said 10 out of 10 there. Good. Minus 10 out of 10. As Sam Matha up in the academy. Big up, Sam Matha, of course. 0 out of 10 says Palau. 0 out of 10, of course. I am too generous. Randy, you are far too generous. You are, mate. Absolutely, Randy. Sal, did the math just know how much money the Glazers took out of the club and want to convert to the US dollars? It's almost $1 billion. Mate, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Thanks to the Glazers, it is a lot of money, and they haven't paid any capital on that. And every single bit of profit that we have coming out of the club goes straight to their dividends and goes straight to the debt that they created at the end of the day. They created this debt, and they're taking their dividends even now. We didn't need a buyout like this. We didn't need to be in debt. We were never in debt before they came into the football club. Imagine putting a loan on a football club and using the profits of the football club to pay off that loan. added to the fact that they're not paying off any capital on that loan. And over the years, the interest has got higher and higher and higher. And in fact, right now, the interest is higher than what it was in 2005. It's incredible when you think about it, isn't it, really? Man United, Jim. Actually, so I changed it to 2. Big up, Jim. Yeah, you got to be a little bit fair. But you know what? I mean, 1.5 for me. 1.5, 2 would be for me, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they've done an absolutely dreadful job so far in running this football club. I think, you know what? There is obviously the plan that they have, and this is the reason that they're not going to leave the football club, is because Manchester United own a substantial amount of land, and the government want to buy that land. So basically, Man United own a substantial amount of land. So this substantial amount of land, it goes across like a big, huge part of Manchester. So basically, you got the ground. So the government won't be paying for Man United's ground. They won't be paying for the stadium. What the government want to do is let INEOS pay for the stadium, but the government want to purchase the land from Manchester United, which will cost hundreds of millions. And then they will get that hundreds of millions and pull it into the stadium, which, which pay for itself. And then they will be making money, of course, if they rent it, the government, or if they buy it out front on cash. This is why the Glazers do not want to let go. They're reluctant to let go. This is why. Or they were overpricing, absolutely. From when you said, the person I got laid off with a kid, that was a last straw for me. Rasta, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know a couple, Rasta. I know a couple, not just one. I know a couple, and, I don't wish that on anyone. I come from a poor background. I come from hardship. And I don't wish that on anyone, to be honest with you, I don't wish people being fired, especially people on 20 grand a year, and with mortgages and things like that, when Manchester United accumulate millions and millions and millions a year, and they're worried about the penny pinching, and this is what I mean, it makes me mad, man. It makes my blood boil, if I'm being totally honest. Kamali. Everyone that associated with Manchester United hierarchy, managers and players, are all there for a big paycheck. They don't give an F about the club you want to compete in 2006. Look, you know what? The pressure is on, Kamali. The pressure is on. They have to compete. All these moves, all these big moves, all these sacrifices and these sackings and redundancies. They're going to have to come. They're going to have to count for something, because they're going to have to do something. INEOS are going to have to. Man United are going to have to make sure that they're challenging for the league title. Well, INEOS do. Because at the end of the day, but Man United have been without a league title in 12 years. Now, 2026, well, you know what they're looking at next season, 2028. I think I'm a Barada, I think it was, who said that, 2028, to be honest with you. It is a bit of a weird one. If we don't challenge for the title, then INEOS have failed ultimately, because these are all broken promises at the end of the day, isn't it? Big up, Tyborg. Tyborg, I hope you enjoyed my my membership video, my friend. I hope you enjoyed it. I've done a new membership video in the members video section, of course. I've done a membership video there. Guys, don't forget to check it out. It's a very hard-hitting interview, a very hard-hitting membership video, guys. Thank you, Tyborg, for checking it out. I don't know why the comments are not working, but I will get to the bottom of that, of course. I don't delete comments, by the way. Never. Not me. Absolutely not. Every comment is welcome, good or bad. Even if they disagree with me, that is what opinion is about. This is a democracy at the end of the day, not a dictatorship. Absolutely. Glazers didn't buy Man U. It was a scam or a heist. It was a heist, Randy. It was a leverage buyer. It was a buyer that put money onto the club. They put money onto the club as a loan, and then basically paid the loan with the debt with the profits that Manchester United make. So it should have been illegal. I don't know why it wasn't illegal at the end of the day. Big up, Jim. I did not want a base by decision on emotion. Just wanted to eliminate it out for me. Absolutely, Jim. It is. Look, when you clear your mind, isn't it? It's like you think, right? What have they done good? They've done a few things. Okay, getting rid of getting Ruben Amorim for me was a very good decision. I like that, and they acted fast. That was good, right? Getting a couple of players in the summer was good. There was a couple of good players there who came through. But when you look beyond that, they putting money into the academy also is that. But then when they put money into the academy, it contradicts itself, because they took money away from the women's team. So they took money away from the women's team and put it into the infrastructure, the training facilities. So that is not really spending money on the infrastructure if they're taking money away from the women's team, you know. And even now with the women's team, they're selling the women, the female players as well. They're selling them, you know. They're selling the big players of the women's team to the likes of Barcelona, the likes of those sort of teams, of course. Big up Danny B. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up. I was fired at all my jobs, Randy. I'm not surprised. Only joking, man. I'm only joking. They better do. Absolutely. Big up, Kamali. Big up. Big up, of course, everyone. Of course, guys. Sal, I work 2 jobs in NYC, so trust me, mate. I get where you're coming from. My poor background. Absolutely, Rasta. Look, you know what? At the end of the day, you know, I came from hardship, and I understand the hardship. You know, you call it the projects. I lived in the projects in London and stuff, and yeah, it was difficult. And I understand where people come from. You know, who don't have, you know, who are scared to know where their next meal is going to come from. Do you know what I mean? That's where I come from. So when I see that these snobby billionaires are just making people redundant, the working man and woman's club, the working person's club, you know what I mean, taking money away, sacking them when those are the people that built this club, you know. It's a bit like Kathy in the reception who died recently, of course, God rest her soul, who's been there for 60 years, you know. They probably would have got rid of her as well, if you're looking at things like that. Tybo, I left 2 messages on here, some 2 hours before the stream started. Also, 1 long message on the members video. But I can't see none of them anymore. Don't worry, mate. Probably YouTube It is YouTube messing around. I don't delete messages. Let me go to the top of this. 1 second. Hi, guys. I got that one. All good, buddy. Yourself. I got that one. Sal, my comment. Oh, yeah, I think that. There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You can write it again, Tyborg, if you can. If you do, I don't know what's going on. YouTube does play up a little bit sometimes, so we're gonna have to bear me. Sorry, Tyborg. Apologies, mate. Apologies. My mum worked 2 jobs. She did her best for us growing up. Big up, Rasta. Big love and respect, mate. I know it's difficult, man. I know it's difficult in America. You know, I've been there a number of times. I've been to Detroit. I've been to New York. I've been to Houston. I've been to LA. You know, I've been to Chicago. I've been to all those places. And you know what? I understand, you know, absolutely. LT, big up. I rate the window to 2 out of 10 because they actually made it exciting instead of just a loan. But the major problem is that they left Amram with a weaker squad than the rest of the season. That is the biggest point, isn't it, LT? The biggest point is that they left us weaker than we were at the start of the window. That just contradicts itself, doesn't it? It contradicts it. It defeats the point, doesn't it? At the end of the day, you know, when you think about it, you know, and you know, to be honest with you, if Ruben Amorim wins the Europa League, he deserves a statue. That's what I would say. If he wins the Europa League, he definitely deserves a statue, Ruben Amorim, absolutely. Kamali, the owners are like crackheads selling values for a little bit of money. That's what they're doing. They're stripping down the club, Kamali. They're stripping down the club. What they're doing, they're taking out the dividends, the revenue around the club. They're taking it away, stripping it down, going to get that land. They're going to get a big payoff on that land. You know what? They said it's going to take 7 years until the whole complex is built. 7 years, guys. For goodness sake. I can't wait that long. Absolutely, I can't wait that long. I'm too old to wait 7 years, for goodness sake. Waiting 7 years for this new stadium to be built, for crying out loud. Get Qatar to get it done in a couple of years. You know what I mean? That's what would have happened, absolutely. I grew up in a very racist environment and time. Was you part of the apartheid, Randy? Sal, INEOS are corrupt like the Glazers. How corrupt a person or company act is. They speak a little bit about the truth, but then add lies on top to cover their fraud ways. That's how corruption works. Absolutely, Jim. And you know what? If you speak to a Nice fan, I've spoken to Nice fans, AC Nice, and they've told me the same. They said they splurt out a lot of promises, a lot of broken promises, and they go against their word. That's what they do, you know. And yeah. 0 out of 10, says Michael. There you go, Michael. Big up, Michael. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. 0 out of 10. They are looting our club. Absolutely, Randy. Yeah, we know. They are. They got a big opportunity with this land that the government may acquire. A big, huge gulf of land where they're going to build buildings, commercial buildings, hotels, etc. on that land, and it's going to bring in millions, hundreds of millions for INEOS. And Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers, and we know, isn't it, that they're gonna do that, and the reason they're all getting it in it together. Big up Ricardo, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see Ricardo in the house. Big up the Portuguese legend, my friend. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. As a monthly Python fan, both the Glazers and Jim look like biggest dickus. I don't know who that is. Oh, Monty Python. Sorry, Monty Python. That's taking it back, Tyborg. That's taking it back, way back to the 70s. By the way, guys, Monty Python was a British sitcom in the 70s, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, big up Monty Python. Absolutely. Late 80s, late 70s, I believe it was. Early 80s, late 70s. Big up, Tyborg. Big up, Danny B. Yeah, so look, guys, you know what? I'm responding because I've had messages on my Twitter, on my Instagram, everywhere, defending the Glazers, how the Glazers are being hard done by, how, you know what, we're being harsh on them. So I wanted to see it from your point of view. I wanted to see that, are we really, you know, but obviously not. Sorry, guys. It's all that speaking. Jim, Sal, what will they do with the land? Is make all the millions of dollars and put nothing into our club? Greedy people, sadly. So what they're going to do, Jim, is that they're selling the land to the government. There's a big gulp of land. Manchester United own some land, which is why the Glazers are clutching on for dear life. They own some land, Man United, and basically this has been at Man United for generations. And the government want to purchase that land to build on top of it. So basically, the government will buy the land off Manchester United, and we will put that money towards the stadium. Now, look, the most important thing for me right now as a Man United fan is how we do on the pitch. I firmly believe we need to fix what's on the pitch before we start thinking about stadiums. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is how I feel. They are concentrating more on the vanity of the project than the actual most important thing at Manchester United right now, which is results on the pitch, which we're not getting. This is the most important thing. We're concentrating more on the infrastructure, the thing that looks, wow, look at this. They want to put their name across it. They want to put the INEOS Stadium or the Jim Ratcliffe Stadium, the Jim Ratcliffe Stand. That's what they want. They want that vanity. That's what they want. They know they can't afford a new stadium of $2 billion stadium project. They know they can't afford that. So what they're doing is they're selling that land, and you know, a land that belonged to Manchester United, really, you know, which is disgraceful in its own self. But they're going to build commercial buildings on it. The government's going to build hotels, commercial buildings. Don't be surprised. This is why Gary Neville does not want to fall out with Jim Ratcliffe. This is why, because Hotel Football, which is the hotel opposite Old Trafford, is going to be rebuilt at the new site. So if Gary Neville opens his mouth against INEOS, they're going to pull the plug on that, isn't it? Because Gary Neville owns Hotel Football, as we know, you know. So they're going to pull the plug on that. So that is why Gary Neville's being stum, you know, at the end of the day. Mad, isn't it? Mad. Yes, I grew up in apartheid South Africa, where you had to address any white man as boss, even if he was a beggar. Wow, sorry. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? In life, in general, you know, human beings have made a lot of mistakes over the years, and they're still making mistakes to this very day, you know. And you know what? I'm glad South Africa is better than it was. I'm glad that it is much more of a better place to live. I don't know, Randy. I'm just guessing, but you know what? I see South Africa as a strong country, and the thing I love about South Africans in general is that they stand up for what's right, and that is what's good about it. That's what's good about your country. They stand up for what's right, and that is incredibly important, of course. So big up, Randy. Big up yourself, and well done for staying strong. And you know what, building it up. Big up, Ricardo. Big up, Danny B. Lucky Singh, what's going on, my friend? Ibrahimov. Oba Martin, we are going to use minute building, Premier League creative. We're going to have to be creative. Absolutely, Lucky Singh. We're going to have to be creative with our young players. Man United has some good young players, but we can't throw too many of them into the deep end, if you know what I mean, Lucky Singh. We can't throw too many on the deep end because it just do them more harm than good. What I would say is that we need a left-sided centre-back now, because obviously Licha Martinez is injured and he's going to be out for the whole season. So at the end of the day, I would say that play Aiden Heaven, someone like that, and play them. Don't play too many young players, but Aiden Heaven, Chido Obi Martin, that would be okay. Just a couple of them, of course. 100 likes. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Big up, everyone. Thank you, everyone who's liked the video. You absolute legends. Thank you, guys. You superstars, you are. Absolutely. We are going to use over Ibrahimovic minutes in the Premier League. Probably. Lucky Singh, at the moment, it's my personal opinion, Lucky Singh. I would use some of them for the league. For the Europa League, I wouldn't. For the league, I would, because at the moment, the league looks like it's a bit of a dud at the moment. The league looks like it's over. We're not going to qualify for the Champions League. And we're not going to get relegated. So I would say that, you know what, we should get some young players in there for the league games. The more easier league games, I would say the games against Ipswich and Everton and teams like that, if you know what I mean. If manager pressure upon using 4 minutes, absolutely. Big up, Lucky Singh. LT, our club is a cash cow for the Glazers, and that just wanted someone to invest in the amount, not they full Sal, in order for them to continue benefiting from the child. LT, the biggest disappointment for me is that if Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there, they would have been forced and pressured into selling the club because they couldn't afford the club anymore. They couldn't afford a new rebuild. They couldn't afford the stadium. And they couldn't afford the facilities, the infrastructure. They couldn't afford it. And they were willing to sell it. Now, if Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there with his vanity project, it would have been Qatar owning the football club right now. And we wouldn't be any of these problems, of course. Randy, we got political freedom, but we need to get our land back. It's still a problem, isn't it? It is still a problem. Absolutely. Some of the things I heard, it's been disgusting. But you know what? Praying for peace, my friend. Praying for peace. Michael, in Amram, we trust. Absolutely. We will trust Amram. We're not going to turn against Amram. Absolutely not. No way. We've been down this road before. Why are we going to turn against the manager? Absolutely not. It'd be insanity. Doing the same thing again and again, expecting different results. It's insanity, isn't it, at the end of the day? We are going smartly now. Big up, Lucky Singh. Who's going smartly now? We are going to use smartly now. We're going to have to use the kids. Yeah. I don't know if it's smart, but, the Premier League is very strong. Hi, Stephanie. Big up, Randy. Big up, Jim. It's such a shame, Sal, that there is not more people like you in the world. Humble and kind. Bless you and your family. Thank you so much, Jim. Likewise to you, brother. Thank you so much for your compliment. You are the same. Thank you. Takes one to know one, mate. Thank you very much. Lucky Sings, smartly going a bit for the league. Maybe in 2028 we'll go for the league, of course. Absolutely. Rasta. I used to watch Stick to football because of Roy Keane and other legends, but Gary Neville, all he does is promote business and type of energy drink. So stop. Yeah, he's just a businessman. He just cares about his own self at the end of the day, Rasta. Look, you know what? I rated him as a player. I thought he's a fantastic player. But as a pundit, as a political man, I don't rate him at all. I think he's greedy, and I think he only cares about himself at the end of the day. And that's how I see it. Stephanie, Randy, good day. Big up, everyone. Of course, Xerxes and Holland don't even take shots around the box. Shots are friend. I don't know why, Kamali. If I was a striker, that's the first thing I'll be doing. That's the first thing I'll be practicing. When Eric Cantona played for Manchester United, I take it back to the 90s, of course. When Eric Cantona played for Manchester United, he used to go out before every single player at the old cliff. If you know the old cliff where Man United used to play before, train before, and he used to get a ball, bounce it up and down, right? And start kicking the ball against the wall again and again and again and again. And he didn't stop. He did that for a couple of hours. And he kept doing it again and again and again. These days, players are more concentrated in running and athleticism than actually shooting and scoring goals. That's the problem at the moment. It's madness at the end of the day. Big up, Asif. What's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Really good to see you, mate. Really good. Some younger players will be used smartly. Absolutely, Lucky Singh. I get you, mate. They will be used, and they have to be used smartly, Lucky Singh. I get you. Yeah, they have to be brought in slowly. So basically, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 45 minutes here, things like that, bringing them in a bit slowly and nurture them into the team. Because if we just completely throw them into the team, we could do more harm than good. Absolutely. But big up, Lucky Singh. I think it depends what they do in the summer, INEOS. I think it's a big one. Absolutely big one, United TV. Big up, my friend Rich. It's a big one. In the summer, you know what? I'm hearing noises that they're going to have an underwhelming summer. This is what I'm hearing, guys. And I'm going to bring this in a minute. Absolutely. But I'm hearing noises that, you know what, this summer's going to be like this window. That's not going to be acceptable. That's not going to fly at Manchester United. Absolutely not. The Glazers' highest of our club must be challenged legally. It's too late now. It's too late. It should have been done when it was being done, you know? Absolutely. You know? Big up everyone, of course. Big up Joshua. I want to learn, get in the cross more. Absolutely, mate. The players need to make movements, including Joshua Xerxes. They need to make movements. They need to get themselves into the position to score goals. And they need to be brave. And don't be scared to shoot. Practice shooting as well. We hardly shoot now. Apart from Bruno, but he shoots way over all the time. That's what legends do. Absolutely. What stick plan? Big up Randy, big up everyone, of course. Stephanie, I felt for the last 3 seasons, United lined up with too many attacking players who ironically don't create or score much. Got to stop losing the matches, the draws on allowed. What I want is for players to be, for Ruben Amorim to have the team that suit his style of play. That's what I want, because I've always believed there's no compromise in success. So you don't compromise your philosophy, a philosophy that he was brought into this football club to play. You know, you would have thought that they would have backed him and bought him some players. I mean, more than one. Do you know what I mean? Just to complement his style of play. But they're not doing that. You know, they've left him. They fed him to the sharks, basically. That's what they've done. Big up, Steph. Randy, you can't just buy anything with no money, and the Glazers did. Absolutely. The Glazers hit the jackpot, Randy. They hit the jackpot. Imagine this, right? Someone said this to you. You can have a football club, right? You could purchase a football club, right? Get a loan to buy that football club, right? Purchase the football club with that loan, and then use the profits of the football club to pay that loan off. Plus, you take dividends from the football club because you took the dividends from the profits that the football club make. So you'll pay some towards the loan, and you'll take dividends from the club and pull it in your pocket. They've taken nearly 1.5 billion out of the club since they've been at the football club. Billion. Them, the greedy Glazers, you know, and this is what they did. Imagine someone offered you that opportunity. Sal, get a loan, right? Get a loan of 500 and 600 million. They wouldn't give me £50 right now, but anyway, 500 million, right? Get a loan for 500 million and buy Manchester United. And what you do, all the profits, all the merchandise, the ticket sales, the match revenue, you take a portion of that and you just pay the minimum on the loan. So you don't pay any capital. You pay the minimum on the loan. So basically, free money. Free money. They've played the game like they're clever. That's clever. You know what I mean? But they've done that. You know, they've done that. And no one likes them. Their club was passed down by their dad, Malcolm, who's no longer with us. And they're doing exactly the same thing. And they're doing the same mold as they've always done. They're going to continue doing that sort of thing. You know, and they used Manchester United, a global enterprise, you know, who came from adversity, who were built by the working class man and woman, you know, to get their greedy paws, their greedy American paws into our football club when they don't even like football. You know, and this is the thing. And you know what? They own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in America, right? Which is an American football team. And they're doing exactly the same with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, they're doing exactly the same. Guys, what can we say? What can we say? It's crazy. LT, it is now time to rally back our manager as fans. So when Storm is going to continue that we are the media ammunition against Amorim. We are absolutely. We need to stick together, LT. This is the one thing we need to look after ourselves, and we need to stick together as a fan base, because there are members of the fan base who are slowly starting to turn right now, and I don't agree with that. I really don't. I think it's crazy. Absolutely do. But that is how the Glazers play it. Of course, I bring in Cheeto first, in probably Jan Scanion. I will bring in a few, Kamali, my friend. I'll bring in a few. We got no choice. I will bring in Aiden Heaven. I'll bring him as a left-sided centre-back. We need a left-sided centre-back. I'll bring him in. Luke Shaw doesn't show any signs of getting fit anytime soon, guys. So Luke Shaw is he's a myth at the end of the day. Absolutely. Big up, Rich. Big up. Asif. Sal, our strikers are always marked and they find it hard to shoot. The problem is our players don't know the term dummy. Asif, do you remember back in 98, 99 when Andy Cole and Dwight York were doing all the dummies and, you know, it's like ole with in the new camp, guys, you know, and we don't do that. We lack creativity. They lack the creativity and the confidence. So you have to try and wing it as a player. You have to try and create. Be creative with your play. That's what Dwight York and Andy Cole did. That's why they worked so well. It weren't that, oh my goodness me, Alex Ferguson got them on the training field with McLaren and started and telling them how to do these dummies. It wasn't that. They used their initiative. They used their brain, didn't they? And then they made things happen. They used to dummy. They used to do that, this, that, and make chances. Nowadays, it's like, oh no, hold the ball up, pass. Hold the ball up, pass. That's why I said football's regressed. I was talking about this today on Twitter. This is why football has regressed. They don't, you know, none of them understand, you know, what football used to be like. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely not. Lucky Singh, we got to learn movements a bit more and train. Yes, it comes naturally. At the end of the day, if you're a professional footballer for Manchester United, you earned your way to play for Manchester United. You didn't just go from there to there. They should know that. They should know how to play for Manchester United. They should know who was before them, the players that were before them. They should know that, you know. Jojo, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. They don't even deserve a 1% rating. You know what, Jojo? I don't disagree with you, Jojo Don. Thank you so much for joining the stream, you legend. At the end of the day, I don't disagree with that. It's very hard to give them any ratings at the moment, what they've been doing at this football club. Do you know what? It's going to get a lot more hostile going forward, though. It is going to get a lot more hostile. The hostility will grow, definitely. If we don't get successful, the hostility will grow, of course. You're so correct. Big up, big up. Marcus Rashford sell fee along with Tyra Malacia fee. We saved all that money, Lucky Singh, on Marcus Rashford, on Tyra Malacia. You know, we don't. Mason Mount doesn't play for the club. Hardly plays for the club. Casemiro hardly plays for the club. Luke Shaw hardly plays for the club. We saved Anthony money as well, and we're not bringing anyone in. Not one. Look, at the end of the day, I wouldn't care who it is at the end of the day, as long as it is a head, it is a body to cover. Do you know what I mean? That's, you know, at the end of the day. They don't even pay their debt. No, they don't. They get the interest to pay for it. They get the profits of the club to pay for it. That's what they do. And sometimes they borrow, they remortgage sort of thing, the debt that they already got. They say, right, the fans are giving us pressure. We need to buy players. So they remortgage the loan that they already got and pull it on players. They don't put a penny of their own money. Not a penny of their own money. Madness, isn't it? You know? Sal, I'm not surprised that they will do the same in the summer. What they are doing is exactly the same as what the Glazers do. Slowly, they will sell the youth best players and sack more managers. Jim, I can't say no. I can't disagree, because at the end of the day, the way they're moving at the moment and what I've heard, you can't rule out anything, Jim. You know, at the end of the day, absolutely spot on. Like I said, Sal, glad we are looking at both transfer Marcus Rashford selling a fee along with Tyra Malacia. Look, let's be honest, though. Marcus Rashford and Anthony are still at our football club. They've not been sold yet. It's up to Aston Villa and Batiste if they want to buy those players. Now, it does help if they do well. If Marcus Rashford kills it, Aston Villa, does very well at Aston Villa, then obviously there will be more interest in Marcus Rashford. But the risk is, if he doesn't, there'll be less interest, you know. But Aston Villa have first option of a £40 million purchase of Rashford. I hope it happens, Lucky Singh. I really do. Absolutely. It's not clever. It's criminal. It is criminal, Randy. It should have been illegal. I agree. Sal, I wrote this earlier today, but missed it. Modern United fans don't know the importance of backing a manager. Only veterans know the value of backing a manager. Sir Alex Ferguson is a prime example. Look, I was there when Sir Alex Ferguson was going to be sacked, Asif. He was one game from being sacked, and Mark Robins scored the goal which saved his job. He ended up being the most successful manager in the history of football. He went 4 years without winning a trophy. You know, and everyone wanted him out. This is why I am, because there's no substitute for patience. There's no substitute for being a little bit savvy with your patience. You know what I mean? With your irritants that, you know, you want something new. You want a new manager. Who are we going to get now? Ruben Amorim was deemed the best young manager in the world. So was Eric Ten Hag. You know what I mean? And we threw them in the bin. Right, we've had Jose Mourinho. We threw him in the bin. We've had Louis van Gaal, a legend. We threw him in the bin. We had the next player, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We threw him in the bin. We had Ralph Ragnick, a professor. We threw him in the bin. What, you know, at the end of the day, some of these fans, and I'd say there is a section, and you're absolutely spot on about the veteran. I wouldn't call myself a veteran, but I am nearly 40 years supporting Man United. I don't know if that classes as a veteran. Maybe it does, but the thing is that the new people don't understand the importance of patience, the importance of, you know, working at something, you know, building something and making something work. You know, we're in a generation where people have to can go on Twitter, can go on Instagram, can go on social media, and can go live like this. They can go live with a click of a finger. You know, they can make a platform with a click of a finger. They can make a flyer with a click of a finger. You know, they got AI to do it for them. That is the impatient generation that we're living in. When I was growing up, when I used to do music, we used to have to print out the CDs ourselves. When we first started, we used to have to write them. I used to draw them, the CD covers, and then after that we used to print them out, get some money, print them out, and then we used to sell them in East London. You know, the CDs. That's what we used to do. You know, and nowadays you could just click a button and it would be distributed to thousands and thousands of people. You know, and that is what it is. But that is great. Social media is great. Technology is great, but it has got its bad sides as well. You know, and it does create the element of laziness and impatience, you know. So people are looking at an Arsenal fan online. They're looking at a City fan online. They're looking at a Liverpool fan online, and they're getting angry at the Liverpool fan, the Arsenal fan, and the City fan because we're not where we want to be, you know. And it's causing them to say Ten Hag out, Amorim out. That's what they're doing, you know, and it's sad. Jim. Also, side rants and others will be dividing, causing more divisions again. Absolutely. We all have seeing the same movie time and time again. Look, you know what? Those guys there, you know, they're just in it for the clicks. They're not really in it for the football club. They don't care. Look at the way they are. At the end of the day, I've never seen something so ugly in my life. Ugly in every sense of the word. Physically, spiritually, everything. Ugly. Everything. Ugly. And that is it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I looked at myself in the mirror and I looked like that, I would myself be that miserable too. You know what I mean? Especially me. I'm a bloody nearly, what am I? I'm much older than them. Do you know what I mean? If I go on a treadmill and I can't run 2 minutes, I would be disappointed with myself as well. And I'll start being bitter at Ruben Amorim. He's a good-looking lad. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's why they're getting jealous now. Oh, you know what I mean? They're getting a little bit angry because, you know, they're looking at him. You know what I mean? Single, whatever. They at the end of the day, you know, I tear them down. At the end, I don't care. I tear them down because they deserve it at the end of the day. And they started it. Fans weak have mentality. Absolutely. Lucky Singh. They need to strengthen up. Absolutely. We all need to strengthen up. My message to them, big up Lucky Singh. Even if we play in the championship next season, I will back the manager. Randy, we know you. You backed Eric Ten Hag. I backed Eric Ten Hag. And we backed him to the end, didn't we, Randy? And you know what? We will do that now. In fact, we should be the ones who are bitter, right, Randy? We should be the ones who are bitter. But we're the ones here supporting the manager as people are on this stream. Big up everyone on this stream, of course. Hopefully, Dorgu becomes a modern-day Everett. Hopefully, Stephanie, I really hope so. What I would say is that we can't put too much pressure on him too soon. We can't do that. And what we have to say, I've heard lots of comparisons with Tyrone Malacia, things like that. It's out of order. You can't paint everyone with the same brush. Yeah, we need to be patient, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Let me get into some of these comments from recently today. Of course, guys, there are some comments going on. Let me just read these out for you, if you don't mind. Let's get to it. Right. Let's read this out. Okay. Some argue that United would have had a greater budgetary flexibility without costs of sacking Eric Ten Hag, hiring Ruben Amorim, and sacking Dan Ashworth. No, we would have had a greater budgetary if we had the Qatar in. That is what we believe. Absolutely, that is what that is the real truth. Nothing but the truth. Absolutely. The January plan was to shed players deemed at odds with the culture Ruben Amorim wants to install, and a left back and remain financial stable before the summer, when a centre forward will be brought in. Now that looks like Gutierrez. He has had a gentleman's agreement with Manchester United, of course. He has had a gentleman's agreement with Manchester United. Manchester United face another difficult, this is a contradiction there. Manchester United face another difficult transfer window in the summer due to limited finances, with the ability to considerably strengthen Ruben Amorim's squad, dependent on accruing a profit from player sales. That is from Jamie Jackson, though. Take that with a pinch of salt. Manchester United looked at various options to bolster Ruben Amorim's attack, including Matthias Tell. There was concern that any money spent would have reduced their budget for the summer, when it was more likely that the players who fit their long-term plan, Glazonomics. Rob Dawson, ESPN UK, that is just plain Glazonomics, of course, worried about 5 million. Manchester United are hoping that their conservative approach to the January transfer window will allow them to complete a major rebuild of the playing squad in the summer. Let's wait and see. And I told you guys that as soon as this window finishes, they don't sign any players, they're going to start using that spin again. They're going to start using the spin. We all know about them, don't we? We really do. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. Colin York, great chemistry. Absolutely. And you build that chemistry. You can make a chemistry with a player. It's up to the player to make that chemistry happen. You know, and they don't seem to want to do that. Let's just see, Southampton will lose more games than it. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Kamali, yeah, we need to give the youngsters a go and get them ready for early on in a few months. Hopefully they will have the mindset of playing. Absolutely, this is what it is, Kamali. In the league now, the league is over. We're not going to qualify for the Champions League. We're not going to get relegated. So why not throw in a couple of those youngsters? And the good ones will progress. The bad ones will fall off the apple tree. And that's how we do it, you know. And it will be beneficial for us in the summer, because what we would do is just like Kobe Mainu. We'll say, oh, it's like a new signing, isn't it? You know, we got Kobe Mainu out of the blue. We play Kobe Mainu. Lots of people said he's not ready. He is ready. And now if we bring through a few young players, you know what I mean? We'll have help our squad. It's like a new signing, as they say. Lose to Leicester at home on Friday Cup. It could be a nastier. Absolutely. It could get nasty, Stephanie. I really want the Europa League, though. I think that is the biggest priority right now. Really is the Europa League, of course. Absolutely. Chocomoka. Surely the winter transfers would have been talked about during Amorim's interview. He's been shafted. Fingers crossed the summer is coming and the manager will walk away 100%. Ruben's rep is being hit. You know what? I wouldn't put anything beyond the realms of a possibility at the moment, Chocomoka. Absolutely. Ruben Amorim said the other day that he hopes there will be signings, basically. And the club have let him down. He has been shafted. They've manipulated him. They've lied to him. You know, they've used all the excuses under the sun. And you can tell from Ruben Amorim's face that he's very disappointed. Big up, Chocomoka. Absolutely. LT. I just hope this Feb will bring better results due to more time in the training pitch games, because that's my only hope at the moment in terms of the squad, because I feel that they will get good, mate. They will come good. Man United will come good. Amorim's system will work, of course. And we will progress, my friend. We will progress. Don't worry about that. Our fans are weak, support minding managers. Our fans are weak at supporting managers, yeah. A lot of them, yeah. We got to stop that. I don't live in England, and I don't understand how British government allowed this buy to happen in the first place. Me neither, Tyberg. It is one of the biggest mysteries in England that they managed to let a club like Manchester United, which is a cultural institution, a club that, you know what, built English football to what it is right now. And people will say, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. They were the first English club to play in European competition. They believed in European competition, and they sacrificed themselves to play in European competition. And for the government to not put a block on that buy was disgraceful. It should be It should it should be deleted. They should be told they're no longer welcome. They need to leave. Absolutely. Rayman, what's going on, my friend? You forgot Ruud van Nistelrooy. Absolutely. Ruud van Nistelrooy playing against Man United. Not playing against, but managing against Man United. Ruud van Nistelrooy was absolute incredible player. I haven't seen a finisher like Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rayman. I haven't seen a finisher like Ruud van Nistelrooy. He made things happen. He got that ball. He made things happen. And that is the levels, guys. That is the levels as a Manchester United striker you have to aspire to. That is the levels you have to aspire to. Absolutely. Jim, so I don't like Marcus Rashford from playing point of view. Had I known that Rashford, Malacia and Anthony were not going to be replaced, then I would have got rid of them. Of course, I want to be. So, yeah. At the end of the day, we want them sold, but you know what? We needed replacements, didn't we, Jim? We needed replacements, and now we're left weaker, isn't it? Even though Rashford wouldn't have played anyway, but you know what I mean? Absolutely. All ex-Twitter are very weak people. Big up Lucky Singh. Big up Lucky Singh. Jim, I'm saying it because it's only very bad the way I'm concerned for the well-being of the club, the manager. Yeah, we have to hang in there, my bro. We have to hang in there, brother. Absolutely. So imagine Arteta getting a killer striker. Arsenal would wind up all the local trophies. Arteta is now 6 years in charge. Arsenal has won nothing major. They won't win anything with a striker too, Asif. I think they're bottlers. I don't think they're going to win anything this season either. Kamali, because it's just for the money. These players are not interested, but it's true, Kamali. Absolutely. This is the mentality and the culture we need to get away from the football club. We United, I love Amarin. Come on, United. Big up, Leeson. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, of course. At Sporting, big up Ricardo. At Sporting, selling players 50, 60 million is good, but it's very good to be able to sell academy players for 20 million. Chamiti, Leicester, the kid from Southampton, Isugo, those 20. Yeah, it is. It's not ideal, but it might be the model that they're looking for, but we don't want that. At Manchester United, we don't sell our young players from the Busby Babes, Ricardo. I don't know if you know about the Busby Babes. Until this day, we don't. We've had a youth player on our bench since the 1930s. One youth player on our bench, and we don't sell our young players. That's what Man United shouldn't be doing that. And it was a disgrace that INEOS were trying to do that. INEOS are the worst ownership in football, and they're the worst thing to happen to Manchester United. And so are the Glazers. Sorry, the Glazers are the worst thing in football. INEOS are just as bad, in my opinion. That's why we've been protesting for 20 years, Ricardo. Our fans very weak, given at least transfer window, of course. Big up. I get you. So I backed Ten Hag till the end, believe in the unity of Man United fans. I love Amarim. I pray for him. Absolutely. I know you did, Jim. Big up, Jim. Look at the people are already Amarim decision-making is not good. He will be called Amarim fraud soon. Absolutely. All haul to United impatient fans. I want to stand on London Bridge and cry out loud, back the manager. Mate, I've done that already. Absolutely. Absolutely. Arteta had 6 years at Arsenal and nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. It's been a fantastic show. Let me read out Ferner. My favourite player is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was always on the bench, but never took him over my club. Absolutely, Rita Vernon. And he never moaned on the bench. Let's not forget. Absolutely, never moaned on the bench, of course. Absolutely not. Always was professional and better than a lot of strikers these days. Rasta, Sal, can you play that video you played this morning? Of course I can, mate. Of course I can. Give me a chance. Brother, 1 second. I played it a couple of times now. Here you go.
Concern the two teams with which I'm most closely associated. Glasgow Celtic in Scotland and Manchester United in England. Manchester United have foreign owners who have looted the club of billions of pounds. They didn't even buy the club. They bought it, then borrowed against the club's assets to cover the money that they paid to buy it, and have paid themselves a king's ransom in dividends. The Glazers must go, is the feeling of 99.9% of Manchester United supporters. But how can we make them go? Well, we got rid of Celtic's board. I was one of the proud members of the Sack the Board campaign. My good friend Brian Dempsey led it. We did sack the board by popular pressure, and popular pressure will have to be maintained on the robber barons from New York, the Glazers, before they destroy Manchester United altogether.
That was, of course, in the Houses of Parliament, guys. That was in the Houses of Parliament in England, and there you go. Yeah, that is exactly the vibe. There you go, Rasta. That's the video for you, mate. Absolutely. Thank you so much. About a couple of years ago, Asif, a couple of years ago. It was recorded a couple of years ago, of course. Absolutely. George Galloway, yes. Big up George Galloway. Big Man United fan. I've spoken to him a few times on Twitter. He's retweeted me a number of times, George Galloway. But yeah, he is a politician. He's a politician. Very good one as well. One of the most fairest politicians he is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jim, when I watch your streams and chat with you, you're like a breath of fresh air, originally and the best. You say things the way they are. Hard truths, no greed, no beating around the bush. Love it. Thank you so much, Jim, and big up yourself for joining me every single day, my friend. Absolutely appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate your generosity, etc. Thank you so much. Vernon, the reason why the Glazers and INEOS will stay for long is because they will make money from the land. Absolutely. Don't forget to check out United Stand. They spoke about very in depth, Vernon. Yeah, very in depth today. I've already mentioned that on my show, though. Don't tell Goldbridge, but I've already mentioned that on my show about the land, but in the past. But it is the truth. It is the truth. Yeah. Lovely video, Sal. Best George Galloway, absolutely. Is it possible if Qatar come back again? We disrespected Qatar big time, unfortunately, and I don't think they're going to come back, my friend. I really don't. The Glazers made up a lot of lies about Qatar. And let me tell you something about Qatar people, Arab people in general, is that, they are very, they take things personally, and they're not going to come back with an offer. Absolutely not. They had the offer. INEOS, Glazers made up loads of stories about them not having the money when they did have the money. Let me tell you something about, the Middle East. The Middle East, they build things. The Glazers, we all know what their background is. They destroy things. Okay, so at the end of the day, that is what I would say. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Have a great evening, a great morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I can't read out every message. I've got so many messages. My mouth is gone dry. I've got so many messages, of course. Absolutely. Of course, guys. Big up everyone. And have a great day. I'll see you in the morning for Breaking Dawn, of course, guys. Don't forget to join me for that if you could be as kind. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. Take it easy, guys. Peace.